Psychology has uncovered something most people misunderstand. Having no friends does not automatically mean you're broken, antisocial, or failing at life. In many cases, it means your mind works differently. Some people simply aren't wired for modern social culture. Small talk feels pointless, crowds feel exhausting, and shallow connections feel worse than being alone. If you've gone long periods without close friends, there are real psychological reasons behind it, and none of them mean something is wrong with you. One major reason is a deep intolerance for inauthentic behavior. Research shows that as self-awareness increases, tolerance for fake personalities, manipulation, and performative behavior drops sharply. You can sense when someone is wearing a mask, when conversations are scripted, and when intentions don't match actions. Many social environments reward politeness over honesty and image over truth, but your brain picks up on subtle inconsistencies in tone, body language, and emotional expression. Instead of forcing yourself to play along, you quietly withdraw, not because you dislike people, but because protecting your mental peace matters more than fitting in. Another reason is your preference for depth over quantity. People who spend long periods without friends aren't avoiding connection, they're avoiding surface-level connection. Psychological studies show that deep thinkers value meaningful bonds over frequent interaction. You don't enjoy conversations that go nowhere, repetitive small talk, or socializing just for the sake of being social. You want discussions about ideas, emotions, motivations, and what gives life meaning. Because this level of connection is rare, you'd rather wait, even if it means being alone, than settle for relationships that feel empty or forced. There is also a neurological explanation. Some people have a more sensitive nervous system, a trait psychologists describe as high social sensitivity. During social interactions, your brain processes more information than most people. You notice facial expressions, emotional shifts, changes in tone, and unspoken intentions. While others socialize on autopilot, your mind is constantly analyzing. This burns mental energy. After social situations, you don't need stimulation, you need recovery. Solitude isn't loneliness for you, it's restoration. This isn't a weakness, it's simply how your brain is wired. Another factor is independence from external validation. Many people rely on friendships and social circles to feel accepted, reassured, or valued. But individuals with few friends often have low social dependency. You don't need constant approval to feel secure. You don't need others to define your worth or keep you motivated. You can think alone, solve problems alone, and create meaning on your own. This self-sufficiency can make you seem distant to others, but in reality, it's emotional strength. Past experiences also play a powerful role. People who have no friends often share a history that taught them to be cautious. Betrayal, emotional neglect, or being surrounded by the wrong people leaves an imprint on the brain. Psychology shows that once trust is broken, the mind becomes protective and selective. You don't rush into closeness anymore. You observe longer, notice patterns instead of promises, and test consistency before opening up. This creates a higher trust threshold, and most people simply never reach it. Because of this, your inner world becomes richer. When you're alone, you're not empty or bored. You think, reflect, analyze, and explore ideas. Psychologists note that people with fewer social ties often develop deeper inner lives. Your mind becomes your primary companion. Clarity replaces noise. Depth replaces distraction. Forced socialization begins to feel unnecessary, sometimes even intrusive, because it pulls you away from the internal space where you feel most grounded. Modern society often rewards loudness, constant availability, and performative friendliness, but psychology doesn't measure health by how many people you know. Awareness often leads to distance. Sensitivity often leads to solitude. Depth often leads to fewer connections. These aren't flaws, they're trade-offs. The world isn't designed for everyone, and some minds simply operate outside the social default. So if you have few friends, or none at all, it doesn't mean something is wrong with you. It may mean you're perceptive, selective, emotionally aware, and protective of your energy. Sometimes the strongest minds walk alone, not because they can't connect, but because they refuse to settle for anything less than something real. If you want more psychology content that explains your personality in ways school never did, subscribe now. The next video might explain something about you that finally makes sense.